it's Jenny. I just spent a month in Ecuador, so we're going to talk about that today. FYI, I just got back from the dentist. That's why this half of my face is not moving with the other half. Now, usually I would do this type of video in Spanish, but a lot of this information applies to most Spanish-speaking countries, so a native speaker would would already be aware of this. So I'll go into these details in English today. The most important, the bathroom. You need to carry your own toilet paper because you never know what you're going to get at a public restroom. One, there won't be any toilet paper at all, and you'll be glad that you took my advice. Two, there will be someone at the door, and whenever you pay usually 15 to 25 cents to use the public restroom, they'll give you about this much or that much. So it doesn't hurt to have some on hand in case your job is bigger than what they provide for you. Or a lot of times, as soon as you walk into the restroom, the toilet paper dispenser will be right inside the main door, but not inside of the stall. So you kind of have to guess how much you might need in there. In addition, you never throw the toilet paper in the toilet, you always put it in the trash can. The next topic is food. Whenever you enter a restaurant, you're going to say provecho. Provecho is like bon appetit, enjoy your meal. Sorry, I could pronounce it better if the other half of my mouth were cooperating. So it's just a polite thing to say as you pass other tables and make your way to your table. Natural juices are very common. Either passion fruit or blackberry, orange. There's something called tomato from the tree. I'm not even exactly sure what that is, but all kinds of fresh juices, and then they'll ask you if you want it with or without sugar, so con o sin azúcar. Another thing you should know in regards to food is that almuerzo does mean lunch in a lot of Spanish-speaking countries. In Ecuador, it's something very specific, a specific type of lunch. If you're looking for an almuerzo, it means you're going to get some kind of a soup as, I guess you would call an appetizer sort of thing. Not appetizer, una entrada. I don't know if we have that word in English. And then you'll have your main course, and they're gonna fill you up. And then it will usually include a drink, and then some kind of little dessert, usually a piece of fruit. Every Spanish-speaking country has their own way of saying banana and plantain. In Ecuador, I heard both guineo and banana for bananas and plátano for plantain. And if you have the fried plantains that are kind of the equivalent to French fries, in Ecuador they call those patacones, because I know in other countries they call them tostones. The last thing you need to know about food is that they eat cuy in some places, and cuy is guinea pig. Category is geography and climate. In Ecuador, you can find the climate that best suits you. It ranges from everything to humid, hot, cool, just right. Just a quick Google search will tell you what area will suit you and make you most comfortable during your stay. The topography varies drastically. On the western side, you have the Atlantic Ocean, so you have all kinds of beaches. It's very mountainous because it's in the Andes Mountains. Then on the eastern part, you have the Amazon rainforest. We do need to address the fact that a lot of it is in the Andes Mountains because of the very high altitude. Now, I've gone to Mexico City several times and I never had any kind of symptoms of altitude sickness, but in Quito, and a little bit in Cuenca, I did have a few symptoms. One of them, sorry if it's TMI, but apparently high altitude can give you lots of gas. And funny thing, I watched this travel YouTube channel called Walter's World, And he had actually mentioned this like right before I went to Ecuador. But I never experienced that in Mexico City, but Quito is at a higher altitude. Other symptoms may be shortness of breath and headaches, and the only way to cure it is to go to a lower altitude, and it's also important to stay hydrated. Let's talk about the people. Now, I knew several Latin American countries had big Afro-Latino or Black populations, but I only knew of it like mostly in the Caribbean and like Colombia and Venezuela, but actually Ecuador has quite a big Black population. The majority of the population are mestizos, which are a mix of European, because Ecuador was conquered by the Spanish, and indigenous. So if you're half white, half indigenous, you are mestizo. It also has a big indigenous population as well. And currently there are a lot of Venezuelans because the political and therefore economic situation in Venezuela. Now on to money. Ecuador uses the US dollar ever since pretty sure the year 2000. They adopted the dollar, one, because there were a lot of immigrants, Ecuadorian immigrants living in the US, so it kind of just made sense, and also to help stabilize their economy. So yeah, just normal US dollars equals the same amount. The big difference is that they use a ton of coins there. So stock up on your quarters, and then also your half dollars and your gold dollars. Those are like the two main pieces that you will pay with very often. So again, half dollar, gold dollar, make sure you have like a good chunk of those, not just like a handful, like a whole bag full. You'll go through them quickly. The cost of living is a lot cheaper than in the US. So to give you a rough idea, I paid $20 for a small tattoo, 40 cents for a bottle of water, and paid $50 for some prescription sunglasses. It also included the like the checkup, the eye checkup, and $5 for a t-shirt. So that kind of gives you a rough idea. And the final category is just miscellaneous. Okay, if you need to decorate your house, hold off and wait and purchase some stuff in Ecuador. In fact, take like an empty suitcase just to put some artesanías, or what do you call them in English, like arts and crafts kind of things. They will not disappoint. They have the most beautiful pottery, paintings, figurines, you name it. It's easy to go overboard and buy too much, but everything is just so cute. Almost all of the buildings have security. This goes for like the store entrance, the mall entrance, apartment entrances, but you will see them very regularly. If you're going to take the elevator, the PB stands for planta baja, or the lower level. So it's the equivalent of the ground level in the US. You will find a lot of fresh flowers throughout Ecuador, both for sale and just kind of like along the side of the road to beautify the country, as if it isn't beautiful enough as is, with the like the green lush mountains. You put them together, you get grosh. Oh my goodness, guys. And then finally, there are lots of speed bumps. In some countries, they call them topes. In Ecuador, they call them policías acostadas, or like police officers that are laying on the ground, which I guess it makes sense because like it's to prevent you from speeding. Police officers, I guess it makes sense. Yeah, but if you have any questions about Ecuador, please leave them in the comments and I'll try to get back to you. Have a great day, guys.